Hey there, it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to flip number 62, I think. This is my July-August book, Fobonichi, and she's getting pretty thick. So let's just get started. For those of you that don't know, I alter composition books for my Fobonichis. I glue 3 pages together to prevent bleed through, and I washi, all the sides. So let's get started. Where did we leave off? We've seen a beautiful card. Okay. Oh, here's something too. Like, this wasn't in my last flip because sometimes when I find things that are hidden on my desk that I haven't used yet, I stick them in later because I did find it on this day, but when I was doing the page, it wasn't right there, and then I start to get to cleaning up, and then I find it, and so you know how it goes. This just happens to be an article about chronic illness. So, you saw that. Okay, so here we are. So, this is August 19th, and let's see. I'll try to get through this rather quickly. We'll see how it goes. We were busy. Yes, okay. I don't think that we went down to the Keys this weekend, so we had to get up at the booty crack of dawn, my son and I, to take my daughter's car down to the shop to get new tires. So we had to wake up really early because the tire place is right near where my son works, and of course you have to have 2 drivers, one to drive the car that needs work and one to take you home. So he was gracious enough to help me out. And so yeah, we went to the tire place, then I dropped him off at work, and then we were in such a rush that morning because it was early. I think we left at like 7 something in the morning. He forgot his lunch, so I went over to Subway, picked him up some lunch, then ran it back to school for him, or he works at a school, so ran it back to work so that he would not go hungry. And then my daughter had to get fingerprints done again because obviously if you work at a school here, you have to be fingerprinted. My daughter had been fingerprinted with the county that we live in last year because of an education class she was taking at school. But apparently the county and private schools do not communicate. So she had to go get those done. So she wanted me to go up with her to get that done. And I did. And then on the way home, we stopped off at Joann Fabrics because she wanted to get some fabric for a little throw that she was making for her boyfriend. And then we stopped off at Target because she's super busy with a lot of stuff with school, with work, with this stuff that's going on over here. And so she wanted to get another agenda. So we did that. And then when I got home, of course, a headache was setting in. So there went that day. Then this day here, it was a Saturday and it was bid day for my daughter at her university for her sorority. So she had been rushing all week long and she was accepted into Phi Mu. She was very happy about that, and she's just really thrilled about getting to know her new sisters and being a part of a group and being a part of fundraising and philanthropy and all the fun stuff that they do. I was never in a sorority myself because when I was a junior in college at the university, I was married. So, excuse me, there's Fred. Whew, he's wanting to say hello. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I wasn't in a sorority, so she's totally thrilled about it, and she's going to have a lot of fun, and she's going to be very, very busy this year. And then we were home, so I was, let the purging begin. I'm just so tired of all the stuff we have, and quite honestly, we don't have a lot of stuff. My husband and I are really pretty good about keeping our clothing cleaned out, and I usually like clean out my son's room and stuff like that and go through his stuff. And, yeah, we do pretty well at that, but it was time again to get the purging done. So I got some of that done. And in here is just like a bunch of information on FIMU, like stuff about the sorority. So that's that page. And let's see, whoops. And then this day here, this was Sunday, and yeah, the day before my husband was not feeling well at all, the poor thing. And then this day he was getting kind of down on himself, because that's what happens when, you don't feel well. And he decided that he was just going to be busy that morning. So he did more yard work and pool cleaning and all that. And it just helps him to feel better mentally. So, yeah, whatever works, And then my grandmother had so sweetly sent my husband some Olive Garden gift cards for his birthday that just, was coming up. And so it was so thoughtful of her. So we all went out that afternoon for lunch. And then we did just a little bit of shopping. My daughter needed a backpack. And then I stopped in at Michael's for a quick bit. I don't like hobby stores. I know it seems weird, but yeah, I only go in if I need something specific. So I needed brown charcoal pencils to work on my girls' faces when I paint them. So I ran in and got some charcoal pencils. And then this day here was the first day back to school for my kids. My daughter, of course, is at university or junior year university, and my son is working on his associate in arts degree in the local college here. So my kids, if you don't know the background, I'll just tell you real quick. My kids actually started college courses when they were a junior in high school. So they started at the local college when they were in 11th grade, and they took classes through their 11th grade year and 12th grade year. Just to kind of get ahead of the game, that's what we decided that they were going to do, and they were all for it. I homeschool my children, or I did homeschool my children, so they had the opportunity to be able to dual enroll, and so that's what they did. As long as they pass, the college entrance exam, they were allowed to take 2 classes per semester, and so that's what they did. And so that's where they're at now. And I found this cute meme. It's so funny because it's so my life right now. The first day of school, when they're little and the kid doesn't want to go. And then once they get older and they're off to college, the mom is holding on to the kids saying, no, don't go. So that's where I'm at right now. And then my chore for the day was vacuuming the back porch. Yay. And then this day here, this was my lovely husband's 50th birthday. And so, I just decorated the page up a little bit, and I absolutely love this picture of my husband. It looks nothing like him because he is actually dressed up to go to a decade party we went to for work in 2014. So he was dressed as like a hair band guitar guy. But he's so fun loving, and it was such a great time. We had such a great time that night, and it was so funny because my husband, he works at he's like a businessman, a businessman. And so, and he's like one of the bosses, So when we went to the party, we were at the hotel, and we got on the little shuttle to take us over to the party place. And nobody from his work recognized him. All of his, the people that work for him did not recognize him at all until he spoke, and then when they heard his voice, they were in shock that he would ever dress like this. Oh, it was a great night, great memory. So happy birthday to my big, big, handsome. And then this day here, stressed out much. It was just, really it's first world problems in all honesty. But I was feeling the pressure a little bit that day because everyone was having issues, it seemed, There was a tropical storm out in the Atlantic threatening us here in South Florida. So, my husband and I were worried about preparing both of the houses for that. Not fun. My kids were in need of their textbooks for school, which, cost an arm and a leg. They had started back to work this week as well at the after school care program that they work at. And apparently they have a new boss there and they don't particularly care for her at this moment. And yeah, so we were just having a time. And so I just felt, like I needed to just breathe. And down here is from Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God. And that's what I need to do. So today when I was working on these pages, I was singing along to Just Be Held by Casting Crowns. A lot of times when I sit in my room, I listen to Pandora, and I have a Casting Crowns channel. And so, yeah, I was listening to that, and it just comforts me and puts me at ease. And then this day here, I recorded my very first vlog, and it was very exciting and it was scary at the same time. And I'm just so thankful to Felicia and who's Mouse Potato Designs on here, and the Fobonichi group, and all the people that are so supportive and loving on that group, and encouraged me to even start a YouTube channel in the first place. So yeah, it was fun doing that. And then I was helping my daughter make her boyfriend his little throw blanket thing that she made for him. And this is just a map of the tropical storm that was threatening us, and it is no longer threatening us. It did not become a threat, so that was good. In health news, my husband was having a pretty rough evening, and my daughter was coming down with a cold. Yay. So then the next day here on Friday, and I'll stop after here, on Friday I was having terrible leg pain only because I had been squatting for a few hours the day before while I was working on this throw. Like I had it on the floor and I was pinning it for my daughter for her to be able to sew it together. Excuse me, there's Fred again. And yeah, so the next 2 or 3 days, oh my gosh, it hurt to sit, it hurt to walk. Oh my gosh, it was terrible, but I got through it. I always do. And no storm, yay! So the storm wasn't intensifying, and we were so thankful for that. And then that afternoon, I was able to catch a little bit of How to Get Creative with Barb Owen on YouTube here, and I'll link those channels below. And I wanted to make sure to get on and see it because my YouTube friend and Facebook friend, Cat Hand, was going to be the guest, and so it was so nice to finally see Cat Hand in all of her glory. And I watched her for a little bit while she worked her creative magic making torn flowers out of painted papers, and it was so fun. And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one of those, and I've never been part of the chat before. I tried to be a part of the chat, just to say hello and stuff like that, but oh my goodness, it was going fast, fast, fast. That chat was just going like ticker tape. I mean, yeah, so it was a really good show. So it was really nice to see Kat, finally see her in person. And note to self, I need to start up my mixed media morsels again. Cat Hand does a wonderful series on mixed media morsels. So check her out, and I will leave you there, and I will thank you for sharing your time with me, and I will catch you next time.